Okay, I can't remember where we continue, so... Curious. I do believe you won't want to pass up this opportunity. Chapter 3, Trial 1. Okay, I don't remember shit! Just that now we're... Let's not waste any time. Oh my god. We'll just pretend we know what's going on. See, it's the kind of game where you can't just interrupt it, but at least it's early on. No one will disturb us now. What is this all about exactly? Listen carefully. My name is James Ram. I work for the government, and everything I'm about to tell you is classified. What? Classified? Is he being serious? Why did he come alone then? I apologize for the inconvenient timing, but the trial you just concluded caught the eye of my colleagues. I don't trust him. Specifically, the involvement of a particular terrorist in that incident that prompted us to investigate the matter. Dean Berrien? So then, are you with the Nexus Division? It seems you've learned a great deal today. But I have to disappoint you. The Nexus Division is one of several organizations that have developed in recent times to manage certain situations. Then what are you? CIA? FBI? Nothing like that. You could say the Nexus Division and my group have something of a rivalry with each other. I am drunk. Wait, I thought these were government organizations, not high school clubs. Alright, what group do you belong to? I'm afraid that information is classified. All of this is, dude. You're never supposed to hear the name of the Nexus Division, let alone who its members are. As a civilian, what I'm about to tell you is quite limited. But you're free to look at my badge if you still have doubts. If this Ram character belongs to some sort of sister group to the Division, it makes sense why he's so secret about this. Sadly, there's no way I can get more information out of him. I'll just have to play along for now. That's fine. Though I would like to ask about the reasons you're talking to me specifically about this. Is it related to that zero data thing that Berrien mentioned? Yes. By now you must have heard about the incident at the library. A group of terrorists have stormed the building and taken hostages. I remember the judge mentioning something about that earlier today. They're asking for the zero data in exchange for the captive's release. That lines up with what Berrien told us earlier. But what exactly is it? And why do they need it so badly? This is still a prequel, it looks like. I'll tell you, but in return you must help me. With our country at risk, our success in this new mission is critical. Extra for me, wow. Country at risk? I have to at least hear him out. If the situation is that dire, I don't have much of a choice. Explain yourself. Good, let me see. It started in 2004, when a terrorist group broke into a military compound. The 04 incident. I've heard of it. This group is extremely violent and will stop at nothing to accomplish their goal. They're called 209 Dive. Sounds like an alternative rock band, not a terrorist organization. Phoenix. We believe the number comes from military designations. There are war veterans in their ranks, and that experience has united them. Dora will get here eventually. They're quite unafraid to use deadly force, which makes them generally more dangerous than what Mr. Berrien appeared to be. Dean felt remorseful for his actions in the end, but I can only imagine what someone more devoted to the cause would do. The goal is to dive into the justice system and overturn it by whatever means necessary. Through hostile takeover? Something like that. At their core, they believe our legal process is flawed. And, in truth, their argument isn't without merit. You've seen a mere fraction of the cases that are handled in our courtrooms. For the most part, the courts are being heavily criticized over the speed and inaccuracy of the process. Damn. It wasn't always the case a trial would be held within days of finding a suspect. Nowadays, it's often played up for entertainment purposes. With the system in this state, it's no wonder individuals haven't been able to seek proper justice. The truth isn't always flashy or exciting. But enough about that. I should tell you about the leader of 209 Dive, Hendrik Trey. He's ruthless, cunning, and he'll stop at nothing to take revenge on the courts. Yeah, we already met him. Revenge? His history is a bit clouded, but our best intel suggests a personal agenda. Regardless, he's quite clever, and he's convinced all of his followers to join him in his reckless path. We suspect that Trey is currently at the library, spearheading the group that started the hostage crisis. I see. But I don't understand how this all connects to the Zero data. Right. Let's start with this. The Nexus Division was running a series of tests to develop a new artificial intelligence. One such project was called the Zero Project. It was the most advanced AI anyone had come up with in years, and showed promise for completely changing the way the country operates. The ultimate goal was to create a digital general. Huh? You mean they wanted a computer to make military decisions? Precisely. It is cheaper and more efficient to deploy an algorithm than to train a living human for such a purpose. But due to an incident and concerns of public opinion, the project was scrapped some years ago. However, the training data for the AI remained. I know a bit about computers, but could you explain that in more detail? For our viewers at home? In a system this complex, you don't program behaviors by hand. Instead, the machine learning algorithm reproduces results by adjusting neuron weights to modify its output. Yeah, that made complete sense to me. Don't worry. Oh, cross, you idiot. The gist of it is, the AI had to learn by processing examples, and those examples contained a lot of information. After the project was scrapped, they were organized and labeled. That is what the Zero data is. They were training a military control AI, so that must mean that the Zero data contains military records. Exactly. It would be a waste to trash such a thing, so the government kept it a secret and moved it onto 3 hard drives. Each drive contains a terabyte's worth of data. Oh my gosh, that's thousands of gigabytes! Thousands! 3 to be precise, but yes. Please contain your excitement. It is a lot of information considering that most of it is text, not images. He's adorable! But crucially, the data is encrypted. You need to work with all 3 drives together to properly view the information contained within them. Knowing that this may pose an issue, the Nexus Division created 3 fake drives to throw off the trail of bad actors. No boobies for him, what the fuck, Zessie? Location of each drive is carefully tracked and they would remain far apart from each other at all times. I still can't understand why 209 Dive would want to get their hands on something like that. During the 04 incident, they stole multiple weapons of war, including 5 nuclear missiles. Cause no images. Sorry, Dora! I'm sorry, nuclear missiles? Indeed. These special prototype devices were locked securely by a revolutionary digital mechanism and can launch without the need for a silo. No amount of tampering can activate them without also triggering a failsafe that renders them useless. The only way to actually launch those missiles would be to input the correct code on their display panels. This wasn't in the news reports at the time. It must have been covered up. So you mean to say that the Zero data contains a record of the launch codes? That's right. Evidence added. We're fucked. Oh, we're so fucked. Oh shit, man. I'm just gonna put that to there. Okay. Why don't you just destroy the hard drive so no one can access them? It's not so simple. There's a chain of command and people in power who need it intact. It's used as a bargaining chip, a deterrent, a source of research. It must be worth millions. Do you understand now? The fate of this country relies on the security of the Zero data. How do you expect me to help with that? Wow, Quarian. There's been a murder. A suspect has already been arrested. I believe you have personal ties to this individual, and you're the only one who can earn their trust. Someone I know has been arrested? Getting to the bottom of this case could expose 209 Dive and solve the hostage crisis before more casualties pile up. What's more, it might allow us to track down their operating base. In that scenario, we have a chance to recover the missiles they stole and prevent a nuclear outcome. This is insane. Just what did I get myself into? I don't understand. Why it has to be me? Don't you have someone more qualified to handle such a delicate investigation? Who's to say they aren't already on the job? I don't expect you to hand us the answers on a silver platter, but we're working this at every angle imaginable. I can't talk. Since you're already privy to information you weren't supposed to hear, there's no harm in acquiring your help. And personally speaking, I believe you're quite capable of prosecuting this case. Nothing you haven't dealt with before. It's nothing. Can I really prosecute someone I know? I will, however, require a bit of discretion. You're not to tell anyone about me or my organization's involvement with the trial. I still don't trust him, but I can't just turn a blind eye to this. People are in danger. Alright. I don't have all the details, but if there's a chance this will help them, then I must take it and do whatever I can. Alright. I'll research the situation, but I won't promise to get involved with the trial. That's good enough for me. You just have to do what you always do, and I'm positive things will work out. If things go to plan, we'll find a way to end this pointless struggle. 209 Dive has been a thorn in their sides for at least the past 3 years. There must be a lot of history behind those words. The hostage situation is unfolding at the library not too far from the courthouse. The police have set up an encampment at the stone-spotted park. That's also where the victim's body was found. An investigation is already underway. And the suspect? You still haven't told me who's been arrested. It's probably better to just see for yourself at the detention center. I can escort you there now. Alright? Let's head to the detention center without delay. I can't talk! I made the choice to go along with his requests, because that's what Nail would have wanted. But what is it that I want? Could I really be cut out for this sort of thing? There seem to be higher powers at play right now with Ram's organization getting involved. And hold on a sec, I'm trying to figure out the timeline for this again. Because you became... Let me see here, does it say here? 1 year after his mentor's poisoning, renowned prosecutor Cowick accepts a new case tangled in the web of conspiracy in order to determine the true culprit. Cross his opponent, Kate Flock, engaged in a battle of wits. Okay. Just trying to see here. So it's during the time that he was poisoned, but he came back in the first game. So I think this is like happens in the middle of Burden of Truth. I don't know the exact timing, but I fear that if I make one wrong move, it can prove disastrous for the stability of the country. It's gonna be close. Wow. This is the detention center. Conrad, do you always announce every room you enter? Oh, sorry. Force a habit, I guess. What the fuck, dude? Wait a minute. This isn't the detention center. Why does it look so different than how I remember it? Graphics upgrade. That's just your imagination getting the better of you. Regardless, I think it's best to let you talk to the suspect on your own. She'll be more likely to trust you that way. Alright, if that's what you think is best. At least he knows how suspicious his own clothing is. You'll find the accused in the middle cell. Best of luck. Alright, I could use a controller for this, can't I? Keep forgetting that. No, it can't be. Conrad? Sarah? I don't believe this. Are you the one that was arrested? Sarah Fletcher is my old friend from middle school. We used to play in the park together when we were kids. I tried to tell them that they have the wrong person, but they wouldn't listen. I didn't do anything wrong. So she's dead. In the first game, she's dead. This happens in the middle of the first game sometime. Yeah, so this is not a sequel. This is a prequel sequel. semi-sidequel. That's why the timeline is confusing to me. I don't know exactly where this takes place, and I don't remember exactly where the main game takes place either. But like in the year, there was a year time after his mentor got poisoned and he became a defense attorney. Yeah, so and the funny thing is she got accused of murder in that one too. Like, this gal keeps getting accused of murder. There must be some mistake here. They really think you killed someone? How long has it been since I last saw you? About 10 years ago? Yeah. Something like that. I'm sorry we had to reunite under these circumstances. My mind is racing like crazy, but I have to focus. It makes sense why Ram wanted me to talk to her. Why would they do this? What made the police think you're responsible? They have some sort of decisive evidence implicating me. They think I'm one of those terrorists that stormed the library. But wait a minute. You're a prosecutor now, right? Are you here to prosecute me? No, I can never do that. And besides, it'd be a conflict of interest, right? They wouldn't send someone you know to handle your case. I wouldn't be too sure considering the current state of the justice system. Aren't they pursuing what's best for entertainment? She's right. It's not unheard of, but I would never accept it. It goes against my principles. That's a relief. You really are the same as you were back then. You always had such a strong sense of justice, and I can see it's turned you into an incredible lawyer. But what am I going to do about this? I can't go to prison. Someone will defend you in court, and you'll be proven innocent when the evidence shows that you weren't involved. Are you really so sure about that? Tensions have been heating up due to the hostage crisis, and I heard that the police might be trying to make a demonstration out of me. The legal world is eager to turn public opinion around and make it seem like they've got everything under control. If they declare me a terrorist on a live broadcast, it's all over for me. Where is this all coming from? I thought the police only relied on definitive facts. It's not possible for her to be declared guilty just because it would further the government's standing with the citizens, right? Yeah, so I think this is like the case that made us become a defense attorney. I won't let them pin this on you. Huh? But what are you going to do about it? Welcome back. Some believe that the link between your case and the situation at the library could be the key to exposing the real criminals behind it all. That's why I'm here. I'm going to the scene of the crime to investigate, and I'll find the evidence that will clear your name. Conrad, that's not necessary. It is. You're my friend, and I'm not about to sit by while your fate is determined by people you don't trust. When I find something that will help, I'll hand it over to the defense attorney that will represent you. Thank you. That would surely help a lot. That reminds me, have you decided on the lawyer you trust? I could provide a recommendation. Yeah. I'm not sure. I still have to think about it. I see. Just make sure not to wait, since we'll need every advantage we can get tomorrow. Conrad, this is all too much. I know it's been a long time since we last spoke, but even so, you're still willing to help. I can't express how grateful I am. No need. This is bound to be a difficult time for you, but once it's over, I'm sure we'll be able to catch up. Sadly, there's little time left to investigate. I have to get it to the crime scene before it gets too late. Oh, right. I understand. I promise I'll be back tonight to help you prepare for tomorrow. For now, just try to put your mind at ease. I know that everything will work out. I believe in your innocence. And I believe in you, Conrad. Good luck out there. After all this time, to find Sarah here in a holding cell. I know I shouldn't let emotions dictate my opinion, but the Sarah I know cannot be capable of something as cruel as murder. Yeah, except that she did commit murder in the other game. Like, it seems very, very familiar because we basically did the same things in the other game. So for her sake, I must venture into unknown territory and seek the truth that will clear her name, for the first time in my career. I must find a way to prove someone innocent. Yeah, so this is like the story of how he became a defense attorney. Oh, Jesus, the body's still there. How long has it been there? Oh my God! This is the stone-spotted park, located near the center of our city. Just a few weeks. I used to come here all the time as a child. Sarah and I would play together in that very field. And now, to think that all these years later, it would be the epicenter of this awful scene. It's only rotting a little bit. Yeah, the water kind of preserves it a little. It's like pickling. Should get to work before it gets too late. Hey, are you a lawyer too? Hey, it's Miles Batten, at your service. Comrade Cross, I'm a prosecutor. I knew it! You folk always wear fancy suits and the like. I'm the chief of police for this district. In other words, all the officers in this city eventually answer to me. The police chief is here? I guess it is a pretty serious situation. It's a shame. We haven't had an incident this dire for quite some time. Crisis is unfolding at the library. That's the building there. We've been at a standstill since this morning. Negotiations have stalled quite a bit, if I'm being honest. That's why we set up this temporary encampment. I'm afraid it'll be some time before everything is resolved. That's not good. When did the attack start? Sometime last night, I believe. That's also when we found the body in that lake. That's why you're here, right? Correct. But what makes you think the murder is related to the situation there, exactly? Well, the location for one. Don't you find it a bit odd that two crimes would occur in the same relative location at the same exact time? Correlation does not mean causation. Or is it causation does not mean correlation? I can't remember. Either way, you know what I'm talking about! I've seen crazier coincidences in my time as an attorney. Then there's the matter of the injury sustained by the victim. Early reports seem to suggest he was shot. The soldiers that attacked the library were all carrying firearms. Yet you arrested Sarah Fletcher. She wasn't part of the assault. Well, maybe not. But to be honest, I've had bigger concerns on my mind. Stuff like this is usually handled by my subordinates, so I'm afraid I don't have much to tell you. Phoenix. If you got questions, you might as well ask your lawyer buddy over there. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I hope I'm not interrupting anything. I'd like to flock her. Flocking? What are you doing here? I thought it prudent to investigate a potential case I might be taking. Does she want to defend Sarah in tomorrow's trial? Remember, that's our OG ship! It's Flocking and Cross! Good for you. Now I gotta get back to the negotiation effort. Be sure to stay within the perimeter and keep well away from the library. We have no idea what those bastards will try next. That was before the fanfic. Well, this is a surprise. Will I have the honor of facing you again tomorrow? Not a chance. I'm just here to look into the murder and do whatever I can to help those trapped citizens. Save yourself. But you know, it is a pretty big opportunity. What do you mean by that? The country has been keeping up with the hostage crisis via the news reports, and their attention is fixated on the safety of those inside the library. God, I forgot about that thing. In other words, all eyes will be on tomorrow's trial. It's a good chance for you to gain a lot of popularity. I'm not doing this job to earn fame or fortune. I'm doing it to deliver justice. I did, Dora. How noble of you. I wonder how long that will last. Well, I guess I shouldn't doubt your intentions. You did pursue the truth earlier today, even though it ended up in my client's acquittal. It's our duty to verify the reality behind each accusation, not to win cases. Impressive. I can see you've learned a lot since that first case we attended together. Let's keep our eyes set on the present, Flocking. What do you know about the murder? And why should I give information to a potential opponent of mine? Because you just approved my statement about finding the truth, regardless of which side you're on? Did you already forget? Excellent. That was a test, and you passed. Where's my trophy? It's in her brassiere. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what I know in the interest of solving this mystery. But only on the condition that you don't rush into something you don't understand. Yeah. Spray ball! No! We can't have you perpetrating falsehoods with so many people when so many people will be turning in tomorrow. You don't have to worry about that. I'll be extra careful piecing together the incident. Alright then. I've been lurking around here for a short time, and I picked up a few things you may want to know. First, you shouldn't trust Chief Baton. His personal feelings are motivating his actions right now, and that doesn't bode well for the negotiations. What? Why do you say that? Because his wife and daughter are in the library right now. They're hostages. No wonder he's down here. Crap. So our city's police chief has family members in danger, and he's still out here coordinating the response effort? He puts up a strong exterior for his officers, but on the inside, he's panicking. He's desperate to solve this without bloodshed. I'm just saying that nobody knows how long his composure will last, and that can't be good for his judgment. I forgot how much talking there is in this game. Next, the autopsy report. I haven't received a copy, but I know that there were multiple wounds to consider. In other words, it's possible the victim didn't die from a bullet like the chief implied. When a victim has received multiple wounds before death, it usually implies some sort of struggle or longer story behind the incident. One last thing. You should have reason to suspect the involvement of the Nexus Division in this crime. You can't be serious. Again? I know it's a shock, but you have to consider the possibility. Think about the trial we just went through today. One of the groups at war with the very same terrorists holed up in that building covers up the murder of one of their agents, only to encounter an all-out assault from criminals demanding classified information from them. If it is possible that the terrorist we're looking for is actually lying in that lake right now and not the true culprit, then perhaps he was killed by the faction that directly opposed him, and the division wouldn't want the public to think that they're executioners. That's a lot to consider, but I think we need a more fundamental understanding of the events before jumping to conclusions. Sure, feel free to take a look around. I'll be here to poke my nose in when you're barking up the wrong tree. It should give me some time to think. Without a detective on the scene, flocking is my only source of info. She tends to know more than she lets on, but it must be better than nothing. I got a haircut today, my back is itchy. I'll take any advantage I can get. The police cleared the park due to the active situation, so there won't be any interruptions while I'm looking around. The victim was found in that lake. I should also check for clues in the surrounding area and gather relevant evidence for my case files. Okay. Jesus, I love the fact that he's still in the fucking lake. God. I must find the truth of what happened here. For Sarah. Is there a problem, Cross? Just wanted to get your thoughts on the murder. Save it. I'm still trying to piece things together myself. Why don't you come back when you've learned a bit more? We can talk about it once you've caught up with the evidence on display. Around your turn, okay. Okay, what was the run button? There we go. Ha-ha! I am speed. Fuck this, I'm out! Whoa, slow down there. Now, how much of the park do you think I could make? Oh yeah, and we're back to doing this when you get too far from the location. Sorry, you just have to deal with it. Okay. A device on the ground. Looks like a radio. A portable receiver is typically used by the park staff here. Does that mean a park employee was at the scene of the crime? Why would they drop something like this? It could suggest that someone else was attacked, but there's no signs of that. I think it's more likely that whoever it was saw this crime unfolding and ran off. Or the radio was stolen by the culprit and used in this crime. No way to say for certain, so for now I'll just take it at face value. I should record this evidence. Ah, stupid, like, I needed a haircut, but like, I hate the after effects. Portable radio. It's interesting that this seems fully functional, though I doubt a small drop to the ground would cause it to break. Is number one just the body? It's the body. So this is where the victim's body is located. This is awful. There's blood around the location he's floating in. His name was Jet Turner. For what I could tell, the corpse was dumped here as a way to hide the body. In a public park? I can't expect to have remained hidden for long. Until the autopsy is provided to us, we can only guess at what happened. All we know is that it was here when the police arrived. I know, right? It could have happened shortly after the hostage started. That's why they suspected a terrorist could be responsible. You mentioned multiple wounds earlier. What are they exactly? I heard it was a broken right arm and a broken right leg. There's at least one bullet wound in the upper left arm. Could he really have died from any of those injuries? It depends on how severe the blood loss was. There could be other wounds I didn't hear about, so you're free to go check. I think we're better off waiting until the full report is ready. Anything else you can tell me about the victim? Only that the police were able to identify his place of employment based on his uniform. He worked at Aspen Air Company, a private transportation business. They have a runway just outside the city. I'll need to learn more about them if I'm going to truly understand the victim's typical schedule and social connections. It's quite possible that the people he worked with could know more about his movements than the day he was killed. Thanks, Blocking. That was a big help. Always happy to assist up-and-coming lawyers who lack real experience. Age? I shouldn't have said anything. Wait, does that mean you want to give us experience? Dora! Wow. Wow. Interesting. Seems like a set of footprints leading into the lake. It's hard to get a read on the shoe size with all this mud in the way, but there's something interesting about the space between the prints. Concerning this sort of stride, I think whoever made these prints was running into the lake. Oh, excuse me. I should keep a record of this evidence. Okay. Could this have been how the victim ended up here? Huh. What's this? Some sort of blue cable? It's tied into a knot, but cut at both ends. Hey, Raph! It's located next to those footprints. This must be important. Binding cable. What purpose could this cable serve? Was something tied together? That seems like everything there is to learn here. I should return to Flocking and review. She might have more insight on the crime. Dick Cam! Now it's Taint Cam! What was I expecting? Oh, the bench. A park bench. How peculiar.
Stop
That's
it.
just a bench cross.
Get some help.
It's not related to the crime. Yeah, right. I know this bench serves a greater purpose. It's just yet to be discovered, that's all. Wow. I should make this the thumbnail for the video. Just him running into the... God. I'm gonna fucking do it. That's the thumbnail right there. For the VOD. Done looking around. Yep. Yeah, I think that's all I'll be able to find here. And what did you learn exactly? That you're a stone-cold fuck. Well, the state of the victim was certainly interesting. It implies some sort of struggle, but there's no clear sign that it happened here. Good. That's exactly what I was thinking. But if it wasn't attacked at the spot, then it could have happened inside the library? There's no way to verify that right now. We'd be fools to walk into that building. And that's if we weren't already stopped, if we aren't stopped by the police the moment we step outside the perimeter. It's far too dangerous to investigate any closer to the incident. So in the meantime, our only other lead is Aspen Air Company. Good point. Oh, sorry. If Turner showed up for work recently, his coworkers might be able to narrow down the time of death. It's getting late. We better hurry if we want to make it there before the workday ends. You can go on without me. I've got other leads to pursue. Other leads? Is there something you're not telling me? I'm allowed to keep a few secrets, aren't I? And besides, it's best that we split up to cover more ground. So much for finding the truth together. Alright, good luck, I guess. Thanks. I hope your investigation goes smoothly as well. I should find a taxi and head over to the Aspen Air Company's airfield quickly. Solving the case. Doing the crime. Wait. Not the crime. Solving the crime. What? I can't believe the police were already here when I arrived. Seems like a missing person investigation was already underway. It must be Jet Turner. If I had to guess based on that bloodstain, this must be connected to his death. She's staring me down. Hey, how's it going? She walked away. I'm talking to you! Excuse me. My name is Comrade Cross. I'm a prosecutor. I wanted to ask you a few questions about the murder of Jet Turner. Oh, I should have figured. Those investigators have been pestering me all day. My name's Amelia Windlass. I'm a mechanic. I'll answer your questions so you can get out of my sight. Sound fair? Yeah? I think so. Well, hit me with it. I've got a lot of work to do. She certainly seems eager to be done with this, but I can't blame her. The investigation has been going on since yesterday. Very well. Let's start with your familiarity with the victim. Yeah, I knew him. Chet was a pilot. He looked after his aircraft pretty well. But that's just my opinion as a registered flight mechanic. It's just a nosebleed. It's a real shame he passed. He didn't deserve that fate. When did you learn that he was killed? You're not the first prosecutor to come through here. I overheard it from that creepy guy with a mask. A prosecutor with a mask? Godot! I'm surprised, actually. I thought you'd be with them. I'm a bit late to the party. So you're not all perfect, is that it? Well, I'm not. I'm just glad to see something is being done about this. But I wish they wouldn't interrupt my schedule for it. The guy with the mask. What did you tell him exactly? Well, he wanted to know about the camera system. Camera system? You mean here in the hangar? That's right. You can see it on the ceiling over there. It takes a picture every 15 minutes. That is a shitty security system. I'm sorry. That should definitely keep note of that. And where can I find a record of the photos? Beats me. That's not my job. Was there anything else this man asked about? Just the usual. What I was doing yesterday, what I witnessed, and so on. And what did you witness? Seriously? I have to repeat it all again to you? 15 frames per minute. Oh, crap. I better check on that. Wait, but what about my questions? Sorry, Mr. Prosecutor, but this machine is really important. Looks like I caught a lucky break not having to talk to you. Oh, was it really that much of a hassle? Look, ask me again when I'm done with this and maybe I can help. Sound fair? Sure. I need to examine the area anyway. Great. Catch you later. Alright, time to look around. With Amelia preoccupied, I'll have to search elsewhere for answers. And it looks like I've got my work cut out for me. That bloodstain is definitely suspicious, and I should check for other traces of the struggle, too. This won't be easy, but I must learn all I can before tomorrow. Wrath. He's a very anxious man. I know I can figure this out if I take it one step at a time. Here we go. Can I inspect any of this shit? A pile of blood. A pool of blood. It's on the ground next to this plane. If I had to guess, this came from a significant injury. Does it belong to Jet Turner? If so, it might indicate that this was the location he was attacked. It's still too early to say for sure. Oh my god, well, I'm yawning so much because I'm talking a lot. That's what usually happens. Cargo. This plane is parked suspiciously close to that blood pool. It seems to be a monoplane that used a propeller instead of a jet engine. Something like this seems more like a novelty aircraft, though I suppose it could still be practical if they maintained it. It has the marking Y-A2, probably to distinguish it from other vehicles here at the airfield. From what I can tell, this plane is in good working condition, especially since the skid mark suggests it was moved recently. I don't see any other planes in the hangar. I wonder where they keep the rest. Oh. Wait, are you Ivy Field from Tactile Synthetics? Why are you here? Oh, hey there. What a coincidence. I've been coming here for months, actually. Imagine my surprise when yet another crime appears to have been committed at a spot like this. Why have you been visiting an airfield? Isn't your job related to physical therapy or something like that? This is just a side project. Don't worry, I've been granted permission by the Aspen Air Company to come and go as I please. They've asked me to gather weather data and log it in a database down at the synthetics building. My boss agreed, so here I am. You're dripping blood. Oh, so it's some sort of contract between the two companies. Yeah, I get to do all these exciting statistics for science. This is quite the coincidence, but Tactile Synthetics is a leading force in AI research. That might be where their ultimate goal lies for this project of hers. I don't know about you, but I find this stuff pretty interesting. Did you know that this region has been undergoing massive changes in humidity recently? The abnormal weather is the reason you were asked to collect data here? I guess so, but I don't usually concern myself with the business side of things. I just do this for science. Yeah, I know. That's your one and only gimmick, apparently. Would you happen to know anything about the disappearance of Jet Turner? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I can help you at all there. They said he didn't show up to work today, but it's not like I would have noticed. I don't really talk to anyone here besides Amelia. Yeah, we spoke already. She didn't seem too fond of me. Don't worry, she's a good person at heart. It just takes some time for her to open up. I'll keep that in mind. Anything you can tell me about the bloodstain? It definitely wasn't there before yesterday. I did visit the airfield last night, but I never went into the hangar, so I wouldn't know when it was made. You were here yesterday? What time was this? Honestly, I'm not really sure. I just checked the place on a whim to see if I could collect some data, but I didn't see anyone around. I'm sorry that I didn't see anything more important. That's okay. This was still valuable information. I appreciate it. Anything I could do to help. I really hope you find who's responsible. Yeah, me too. Briefcase, what? Okay, what's this? Rogue luggage? Looks like some sort of suitcase, but I can't tell how this is related to the crime. After all, there's so much junk around here that it's hard to say what's actually out of place. Regardless, it won't seem to open due to the lock. I'll ignore it for now. So before you just talking. Okay. I just think if there's anything more to there. Policeman! Oh, officer. Are you searching for traces of blood on the plane's surface? Huh? No, you have it wrong. I'm just trying to work up the courage to get into the cockpit. I've never sat in the pilot seat before. I don't think you should try to do that. This is an active crime scene. It is? I should get back to searching for traces of blood, sir. He had one job. God, every time. Why can't... Oh, there we go. This looks like some sort of fuel tank. I guess that's pretty standard in a place like this, but something about its position is throwing me off. It's far too close to the bloodstain for it to be unrelated. I should take note of it. Kinda, Rabia. From what I can tell, the fuel tank is nearly empty. It's likely it was drained recently, maybe to refuel this plane? I'm no expert in aviation, so I can't really infer anything further. I think I've seen everything important in this hangar. Once I'm done looking around, I should check in with Amelia to see if I can learn more about the airfield. Okay. I feel like the fuel tank is what we use to move your body. But I could be wrong. Let's check out the cockpit. Just about have it. This might be my last chance to investigate the hangar today. Should I talk to Amelia now? Yes. Yeah, we're good. Hey, Amelia, do you think you can tell me about yesterday now? Sheesh, can't you give a girl a break? I investigated the hangar and found some pretty disturbing clues. They imply some sort of a fight between the victim and his killer. Yeah, that's what everyone keeps saying. But I don't see how that's my problem. Damn, girl. It's not like I knew Turner that well. He wasn't very social in the first place. Whether you find the person responsible or not, it makes no difference to me. She did it! Why don't you care about the death of your coworker? Don't you want to know what happened to him? My mother always told me to look after myself. She said if something doesn't concern me, I should just stay well away from it. That's how she made sure I could survive. Survive? What, exactly? That doesn't matter. What matters is that this is your problem. The police can investigate all they want, so long as they don't interfere with my schedule. Sound fair? No, that's not fair. Someone you know died, and you're unwilling to help the people that are trying to deliver justice. No one asked you to avenge Turner. I won't risk getting involved just because you're so passionate about it. And what if you get called to testify in court? What will you do then? I'll serve my purpose as requested and talk about what I know. But until that point, I just want to be left alone. Bitch? It's going nowhere. If we wait until tomorrow to hear her testimony, the prosecution will have an advantage over the defense. I must find out what she knows, or Fletcher will be in serious trouble. Please, Amelia. Someone I care about is going to be sent to prison unless I'm able to prove her innocence. I know that may not mean much to you, but if I don't chase every lead available to me, it might be the end of her freedom. You have a chance to save her. I just need you to repeat to me what you told the police earlier, and then I'll be out of here. This person you know can be sent to prison? That's right. She's been charged with the murder of Jet Turner. Wait, but are you a prosecutor? It's complicated. I'm not prosecuting this case specifically. Alright, I don't understand your angle, but it seems like the fastest way to get you to leave is to tell you what I know. Yesterday, Turner was here. I saw him checking underneath the plane. He was here? What time was this? I don't know. I'm not good at keeping track of that kind of stuff. But I definitely saw him yesterday before he went missing. This morning when we found the bloodstain, we assumed the worst and filed a report with the police. So Turner was here and later ended up at the park. But where was he actually killed? You mentioned him checking underneath the plane. Is that not typical of his routine? Why did that stand out to you? Oh, well, it's because he was looking at that briefcase on the floor. Wait, so that is a piece of evidence? Yeah, but I haven't seen anyone actually check its contents. It might be locked. I should examine it more closely. It might be an important clue. I definitely have more questions, but I promise to get out of your way. I just need to check out that briefcase. You know, maybe you aren't like the others. Maybe I wouldn't mind telling you more if it would help your friend, Mr. Prosecutor. I already told you my name. It's Cross. Yeah, sure. Anyways, you better get to it before I change my mind. Right, thank you. I'll be back in a moment. Look at the briefcase! It's locked, oh no!
This could answer so many questions.
Voice acting, what?!
Just have to get it open.
Excuse me. Yep.
Hey, stop! This is a crime scene.
What?!
Ha!
Wait! Get back here!
What?! I thought Carver was gonna jump on.
That was a pretty poor defense for a lawyer. So long, legal loser.
Bitch! Wow. Wow. Oh, that was epic. What the hell was all that? Ha! That's pretty funny. Someone stole the briefcase. Who was that? Beats me, but you should have seen your face. Can you be a little more concerned? They made off with one of your company's planes. How is that even possible? Did you set this up? Hey, calm down. I had nothing to do with this. With some of these older model aircraft, security isn't always up to par. It's possible that whoever snuck in could have started one up without us noticing. I can't believe it. This is a crime scene with officers everywhere. How did nobody stop that masked guy from entering? How did no one see his accomplice starting up the plane's engine? There's all sorts of entrances to this runway if you cut through the field opposite the parking lot. To be honest, it didn't seem like your officers were very good at setting up a perimeter. That's enough of a gap for two people to make their way through. It's enough of a gap. As for the plane, we've been running engine tests all day. It probably sounded like probably nothing out of the ordinary to the untrained ear. Seriously? I think heads my role in the police department after this one. Ever silently start up a plane. Sorry, I guess I should have told him to lock this place down more carefully. He got away with a crucial piece of evidence. Now we'll never know what was inside that the briefcase. Do you think they did it on purpose to interfere with the investigation? It's hard to say. He looked more like a stage magician than a professional mercenary. There's one thing you learn in this line of work. It's not to trust in assumptions before knowing the full picture. Are you sure you didn't recognize the thief? Have you ever seen him here before? No, I can't say that I have. Why do you ask? Wait a minute. Do you think it could be... It was just a passing thought, but this is definitely going to set us back. It's getting late. I need to get back to the detention center while they still allow visitors. Right. With all this commotion, I think I should just head home. Do me a favor and report everything that just happened to the police. With any luck, we might be able to track down the location of that briefcase. Yeah, sure. See you around, Mr. Prosecutor. My name is Cross! Just like most investigations I've conducted, the more I dig into this mystery, the more questions I have. But this time is different. This time, if I can't come up with an answer that will eliminate the charges, someone I care about will pay the price. Illegal loser. Crap. So in the end, I couldn't find anything definitive to point to a culprit, but I'm not exactly surprised. As I said earlier, they're desperate to pin this on me. There's no escape from it. Why do they suspect you anyways? Where were you arrested? I was at the stone-spotted park last night, walking along the trail by the lake. I saw that body floating in the water and I ran away. Later, the police grabbed me and said I was under arrest. That's it? They didn't mention why they suspected you? Actually, someone saw me. Someone who was across the lake. I guess since I was looking at the body when I was walking, they must have thought that I was the killer. That's it? They charge you with murder simply because you were near the lake? I guess so. Or maybe something I touched on my walk left a fingerprint or something. I'm not sure why they had to pick me. Is there any chance the person who saw you yesterday is the true culprit? I really can't say. I have no idea how the victim ended up in the lake, since it happened before I even arrived there. Even thieves. Turner was last seen at the Aspen airfield before he was found dead at the park. There's a lot of distance between the two locations, which means any number of things could have happened to him before he was killed. It's no use. There are too many possibilities. You see, I'm sorry, Conrad. If we don't have an explanation, we can't convince the police department to drop the charges. That means nothing we can do will stop the trial from happening. I think we're gonna have to find a public defender, but at this hour, I've got no idea who will be willing to take my case. So I guess this is where we'll say goodbye. No, I'll do it! No, I won't let this happen. But there's nothing we can do. Yes, there is. I'm going to defend you in court. His true calling! Defend? But you're not a defense attorney. I'll find a way. Whatever it takes, I'll make sure I'm there for you tomorrow. Conrad, you don't have to do this. I want to do this. You're my friend, and I'm not going to let you suffer alone. Plus, I'm simping real hard right now. Because flocking... Remember those days you spent at the park when we were kids? What was that? Yeah. I was always upset because you had to leave the playground early, right? That's right. You would fantasize about being a part of the justice system. All those posters around that depicted lawyers as comic book heroes really made an impression on you, didn't they? I guess. I just wanted to amount to something when I was older. Yeah, I knew it must have been something like that. When I first saw you on TV, I figured you had found your calling. What is happening? When I heard about that 032319884, I was worried about you 9461 and 1. What the hell? Are we in a simulation? You're 528491 fighting against 0612. What is happening to me? Why can't I understand? Question. 2, 3, Conrad? Conrad? Are you okay? Yeah. What was that? Why does this keep happening? This must be so stressful for you. I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I guess it's hard to think about the past. Conrad tripping balls. I suppose I really know how you've been. I suddenly stopped attending the same school and we never really kept in touch. But I heard about all the incredible things you've been accomplished in your career. I think you can do anything you set your mind to. I owe that all to Nail. He's the one who taught me how to do this job. No one could have stopped what happened to him. But you, we still have a chance. I don't want to see you found guilty. Maybe, I think we are, actually. I think we are. Okay, you missed it, Dora. He was starting to trip out, and the screen was, like, vibrating, like, green. And she was speaking in numbers. So I think we're in some sort of simulation, and I don't know why. Like, we're reliving Conrad's case that made him a defense attorney. That's why I'm going to stand beside you in court. But how are you going to pass as a defense attorney? Won't everyone in court recognize you? 80s idea. Oh, God. Phoenix? I've got one idea. A mustache. Hello, I'm Bonrad Bros, the defense attorney. Yeah. I had a feeling it would come to this. I have no idea what I'm stepping into, but if I can help Sarah, even a little bit, then that's all the reason I need to at least try. Despite being trained to prove criminals guilty, I have to use my skills to defend her. So just this one time, I have to learn to trust in someone's innocence.